The next chapter is about to begin. Join us live every Tuesday and Thursday for brand new episodes of the American Contractor Show. Our mission is to bring you the latest tools, innovations, and knowledge to help you become the most informed contractor in your market. Knowledge is the ultimate power, and we are connecting you with the most knowledgeable minds in our industry. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. American Contractors, I hope you're ready. This one's for you.
This is Larry Bache with the Merlin Law Group, helping policyholders for more than 30 years. If you have a claim or your client has a claim that needs help, please feel free to call the Merlin Law Group because we are the true policyholder advocate.
C3 was eager to help us, and even whenever we weren't giving them work, they were still eager to give advice. The things that they were putting out for the for changing from DMO to RFG and giving that to the industry and not charging anything for it, I thought was really cool. And that's stuff that I, as a contractor, appreciate. I'd recommend C3 to any contractor who's looking for a PA, especially if you're around Colorado. Great guys, man. I'm nothing but happy with the work they've done for us.
What's up, everybody? I'm meteorologist Andrew Myers, and happy Friday. It's already Friday, and the weeks are just flying by. Bringing you guys your daily hail forecasts for this Friday, and if you have not checked them out already, please take a look at our sponsors, Artist Supplement, C3 Group, and Merlin Law Group. They are linked in the Facebook description below, so you can go ahead and check out them and all of the awesome work that they do, and they help make these videos possible. So I want to give another big thanks to them for helping us out here, and we're just jumping into our usual weather headlines. So today is Friday, February 5th, which means it is National Weather Person's Day. So we're going to talk a little bit about our team and what this special day means to us. And then we're looking at another quiet weekend. We're going to see some scattered storm chances, but very limited severe chances, slim to none. So we're going to talk a little bit about it in a minute. And then finally, you guys may have heard that the polar vortex is in full effect right now, and it is making its way south this weekend into next week. Talked a little bit about the wind chills from yesterday, and that kind of ties into that. So we're going to look at next week's long-term forecast and see what kind of wintry weather lies ahead for most of the country. So first things first, as I said, it's National Weather Person's Day. So this is our awesome weather team, our lead meteorologist, John Choquette, and then Frank Gaetano, Heather Kay, me, Chris, and Steven. And we all work together on the hail team, making all of your maps and for hail and for wind. And that is our team. So make sure to give a big thanks to any weather people in your life, your local meteorologists, our weather team here. There's a wide spread, a range of what meteorologists do. It's not just hail and wind mapping, it's forecasting, it's aviation and marine forecasting, it goes into hydrology. There's a ton of things that weather people get involved in, so make sure to go give them a shout out for all of the work that they do on this National Weather Person's Day. And if you haven't already checked out our team online, they're also on our hailtrace.com page, and you can go check out a little bit about who we are. So again, happy National Weather Person's Day to all the weather folks out there. And with that, we're going into our hail forecast. So like I said, not a whole lot of hail or wind expected. Over the course of the weekend, we're going to look at some isolated storms here through Texas and Louisiana. But again, nothing really severe, maybe a couple gusts here and there, but we're not looking at really any severe chances. It's just too limited today into tomorrow. The next couple of days, Florida could also see, well, there it goes, but Florida could also see over the course of the next couple of days some little wind chances here and there, isolated gusts. But again, it's not looking like it's going to be anything severe, just because the timing and setup of that is going to limit our instability that's possible. So not really any severe hail or wind chances into this weekend, just going to be scattered storms here and there. And then that plays into our polar vortex that we're going to be seeing into this weekend, moving into next week. So we're starting to see cooler conditions moving into the area, lots of gusty winds. We talked about those wind chills in a lot of the northern areas and even into the central U.S. We talked a little bit about that yesterday, and we're going to start to see some cool wintry air moving in over the weekend, and then that frigid Arctic air is going to start to move in behind it as that polar vortex moves through. So here's a little breakdown of that. If you guys don't know what a polar vortex is, it's basically just a low pressure system that circulates at the top of the globe. And usually it minds its own business up to the north, but recently there's been some disturbances to it, which is causing it to get a little wavy. And that's what this is. It's one of the waves in our polar vortex. We'll take a look at it here in a minute in our future radar. But what that does is that just pulls all of that cold Arctic air down out of the north and into our neck of the woods, and then we start to get those widespread below freezing temperatures. And again, we talked about that with a little bit of the wind chills. However, wind chills aside, we're still looking at below freezing temperatures in a lot of the U.S. into next week, and that's going to last for the whole week pretty much into starting this weekend and moving through next week. So here is our future radar. That's the 500 millibar winds, which is basically just our jet stream, and that shows our polar vortex on it right now. So you can see this is into next week, and we get these winds moving southward with that disturbance in our polar vortex. So again, usually it just kind of rotates around up in the northern part of the globe. Doesn't really bother anyone. However, something has disturbed it recently, which is causing it to dip down into the U.S., bringing all of that cold Arctic wind down with it as it pushes southward. Looking at our temperatures into next week, those purples are what it's bringing along with it. So that's the end of next week. This is the beginning here, and you can see as it starts to move through, those purples start to dip further and further south. When it recedes a little bit, that's just the peak daytime heating, and then it pushes back south during the night, pushes back up during the day, and so on. But the general trend is that polar vortex is pulling all of that nice Arctic air down southward, and as far south as central Texas could see below freezing temperatures from that into middle to late next week. Up into the Midwest, northeastern states could see below zero temperatures. And we talked about y'all up in North Dakota and Minnesota. It's going to get real cold up there with below zero, like 20 below zero temperatures up there. And then when you factor in the winds, forget about it. Just stay inside if you're hanging out up in the far northern part of the U.S. So that is an intense polar vortex moving through, pushing all of that cold Arctic air down into our region. And unfortunately, that means that we're going to see some limited storm chances throughout most of the country due to that cold air that's stabilizing everything in that region. However, where we get that temperature gradient that's sharpest, that's going to be our best chance for where we're going to get those storms, possibly, as we move forward. So we got to wait for all of this cold Arctic air to get out of the way, let spring follow along behind it, and hope that that pushes through quickly so we can get back into those warm temperatures and our chances for storms. So make sure you follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If you never want to miss a live video, you can hit See First on Facebook so you'll always get our forecasts. And download our app if you have not already, because you can get a lot of those mapping and hail and wind alerts for when we're mapping storms in your area. And then if you want to get in contact with us, you can call us at 855-334-4245. If you would rather email us, you can do so at info@hailtrace.com. Or like I said before, check us out at hailtrace.com to see more about who we are and what we do. And again, give a big shout out to your weather team, all the local weather people in your life, since today is National Weather Person's Day. And with that, I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers. Thanks for watching.